Let's see. Wagon 5, seat 62 at the window, 47, 54, 58, 60. You got to be kidding me. In front of that young woman from the bus and her TV show again. I meet her with a slightly sour smile. She pulls her long face and looks in the other direction.
Dear passengers, welcome to our train from Gothenburg to Stockholm Central Station. We are sorry to inform you that both the cafe and all restrooms on this train are closed due to a problem with water supply. We apologize for the inconvenience.
Great! I was counting on using the restroom and having some food on this train. Now I'm stuck. 3 more hours without food or toilet. I should have taken the sandwiches Linda wanted me to make, not only the bottle of ginger shots. I wonder if she has always been this mothering, or is this a new thing, a consequence of me being ill? Sometimes she acts like a nurse.
Can't you see she's making this up?
How can he be so sure about this?
I have seen my share of patients, and I tell you she's making this up.
I hate this show. Okay? 3 more hours. I'll have to focus on the landscape or I'll get insane. I turn towards the window and take a deep breath. My physiotherapist is always going on about the importance of taking a breath when you're stressed, so I'm taking a deep breath. And I'll focus on the boring suburbs of Gothenburg. Well, this town is bigger than I thought. Just not big enough. The worst are small towns or villages, still insisting on the status of town. I've always preferred capitals. Berlin first, then Helsinki, and now Oslo for the past 11 years. The capital's superiority, the awareness of being the one and only, the nonchalant lust of having all opportunities at any time. I can relate to that. Did I see some kind of light while my heart had stopped during coma? I would love to remember me standing in front of a huge, lightful gate. Was there a doorkeeper standing beneath the gate? Did he warn me to access the gate, threatening me with further gates and further doorkeepers? Each one of them more painfully radiant to look at as the first one. I remember waking up. The tube in my throat was keeping me from saying anything to express my claustrophobic feeling of being stuck big time. There was nothing lightful over that feeling. How stuck I really was, I only understood when a crying woman standing next to my bed, holding my hand, called me honey. I had no fucking idea who she was, So I freaked out. On the inside, because it's hard to freak out with a tube in your throat and cables connecting your chest to a beeping machine. I was convinced this crazy woman had kidnapped me, keeping me tied up to a bed. Linda. She's not crazy, and she didn't kidnap me. Or can being in a relationship feel like being kidnapped?
I hope the bus is not running late. It feels as if we're in the middle of nowhere. According to what I'm seeing on my phone, this should be the last stop before Luleå. I have been traveling already for 12 hours. I'm almost midway. From this stop, only 2 people board the bus. 2 youngsters. They're not older than 17. They're loud and they're laughing, but they're shy when they see me, both giving me a polite smile as they sit on the other side of the bus, opposite to me. My phone has been running out of battery, and I can't be sure whether I'll find a spot to charge it before I board the night train. I go in and out of airplane mode. I hate not having enough battery to splurge. I go out of airplane mode now, and I get a text message from my father. I open it, and I'm surprised by what I see. I was not prepared for this. He has sent a picture of himself. For you to recognize me, he writes. Where is he? Instead of zooming at his face, I zoom at the background. Where is he? I close the phone again and focus on the youngsters next to me. They're eating chocolate happily, in an almost careless way, just eating for the sake of it. In the luggage compartment above them, they store 2 heavy suitcases. They seemed heavy at least. They speak Swedish to each other, and I understand close to nothing. They were wearing masks as they boarded, but they pulled them down to their chins when they opened the chocolate bar. I feel overwhelmed at what is waiting for me on my phone. My father sending something as intimate as a picture. And I feel overwhelmed at my peace being interrupted by these 2 youngsters chewing loudly, talking loudly. There's input coming from every direction. When the chocolate is over, one of them takes a big bottle of hand sanitizer from a small backpack in the middle of them. They keep chatting. I wonder whether they're siblings or best friends, maybe they're cousins. What will they be doing in Luleå? What were they doing in the middle of nowhere with 2 big suitcases? I am astonished at the amount of hand sanitizer they are pouring on their hands, as if they want to disinfect their words every 3 sentences. As usual, when I want to bury an uncomfortable feeling, my mind takes off onto 1,000 rapid thoughts, one after another, inundating me, distracting me. Here I am, thankful for these random passengers. Watching them makes me numb to the nervousness I feel about seeing my father. Literally numb as well. My legs are now heavy, tickling when I move them again. I unlock my phone, out of airplane mode again. No new messages, and 9% of battery. God damn it. The familiar feeling of anger and unfairness, the one I felt during lockdown, is returning to this bus. I wished I'd be home. I look at my father's picture again. He looks as he looked a decade ago. There's no surprise, nor answers to any of the questions I haven't even voiced aloud. The first ones would probably have been, why would you leave your family? Where are you now? Who are you with? Who are you, really? The bus arrives in Luleå. I stretch my legs, my whole body, before stepping outside.
Obviously, relationships haven't been my thing. Linda told me she was the reason I left Helsinki and moved to Oslo. The reason for leaving my family, my wife Amanda and my daughter Taimi. Ever since we met, Linda and I have had that crazy-in-love relationship, says Linda. I have to trust her. I don't remember any of it. I don't remember falling in love with her. I don't remember our first meeting at a corporate event. She, the illustrious speaker, was invited by my previous Finnish employer. Apparently, I was a bored, well-paid engineer at the time, and by chance we sat next to each other for dinner. I don't remember our first date the day after, covered as a sightseeing trip to the fortress of Suomenlinna. I don't remember our first ever kiss right there. Later on we went to a bar, had lots of vodka, and an imitator was singing, "You're simply the best, better than all the rest, better than anyone I've ever met."
The imitator was lousy, but it became our song,
says Linda. I remember the song, of course. I just don't remember the night. That same night, I must have decided to leave Amanda, Taimi, and my whole life in Helsinki.
We were just madly in love. We are,
says Linda. And some weeks later, I was leaving town in the middle of the night without even leaving a note to Amanda or Taimi, disappearing from everything I've known and been, heading to a new life in Oslo with Linda.